Another headline that caught my eye, and I saw caught my attention, and I saw the video of David Lacy. David Lacy is the husband of the District Attorney of Los Angeles. And Black Lives Matter protesters showed up on his doorstep, and guess what he did? He did what that couple in St. Louis did. He took his legally registered firearm and used it to try to defend his property. And just like the couple in St. Louis, this man, the husband of the Los Angeles District Attorney, is now being charged with multiple crimes for defending his home against protesters who showed up at he and his wife's doorstep. But there's a difference. This man with the gun is black. His wife, Jackie Lacey, the LA District Attorney, is black. The media coverage is decidedly different of this case. Have you noticed? Way different than the couple in St. Louis. And for what it's worth, the video of David Lacy is way more vivid. They've got video of him standing there saying, "I will shoot you. Get off my porch." I mean, it's like from a TV show. The quality is very good. It's not like the blurry behind the heads of people in the St. Louis neighborhood. No, these people in the hallway, looks like some kind of townhouse or condo. They're right there. He says, "Get off my porch. I will shoot you. I don't care who you are. We're calling the police right now." Had his gun out. According to The Guardian, he appeared to have his finger on the trigger. Uh-oh. Yeah, but he's a black guy. So maybe it's different if a black homeowner who's trying to protect his wife, who has evidently been the subject of death threats, who has evidently been the subject of all kinds of concerns. They're worried about protesters. They've been protesting her apparently for three years because they don't believe that the black district attorney in Los Angeles is tough enough on police officers. I want you to hear this full report. This is the full report from Fox News. I want you to hear the whole package because I want to put it in context. This is a good day if you're near a computer or you're by your smartphone. You might want to watch this TV report as you listen to it here on this great radio station. Check out this report of the black homeowner with the gun and compare it. This is from Fox News. Now, remember the couple in St. Louis, they were everywhere. You know, they were in the backyard of their home. The mob apparently stormed through a gate that was allegedly broken down into their gated community. They were terrified that that the mob was going to burn down or harm this couple in their big, beautiful home in St. Louis. So they're both out there in the front yard with guns. Well, you would have thought they were the two biggest criminals. The St. Louis prosecutor went right at them. Happens to be a black woman. The black St. Louis prosecutor went after them with criminal charges. Well, evidently the same thing is happening in Los Angeles with the husband of the district attorney. This is a pretty remarkable story. And again, check it out online, MikeOnline.com. We live stream the show every day. So when you see or when you hear an audio cut or a clip, it's probably from TV, and you can watch it as well as listen to us on the radio station. We always want you to do both. But just go to go to your computer or your phone and go to MikeOnline.com and click Watch Mike on TV so you can watch this report because the video is pretty provocative. It is very powerful. You see this guy clearly afraid but determined to protect his wife, his home, his property against protesters who are on his own porch. Now, he faces criminal charges. Here's the report from Fox News.
Jackie Lacey is the first African-American and first female Los Angeles County District Attorney. Her husband, David Lacy, is now facing charges for allegedly pointing a gun at Black Lives Matter protesters outside their home. Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt is following the story for us tonight from L.A. Good evening, Jonathan.
Good evening, Shannon. Black Lives Matter protesters were back at LA's Hall of Justice this afternoon for what has become a weekly protest against Los Angeles District Attorney Jackie Lacey. They had this reaction to the news that the DA's husband now faces 3 misdemeanor gun charges.
We know that if any one of us had decided to greet folks at their front door with a loaded gun, pointed at our chest and say, "I will shoot you, I don't care who you are," that we would be under the jail.
The charges against David Lacy are a result of an incident that happened on March 2nd, when just before dawn, protesters showed up at the Lacy home and the DA's husband opened the door waving a gun.
"I will shoot you. Get off of my porch."
Can you tell Jackie Lacey that we're here?
I don't care who you are. Get off of my porch
We will get off your
right
porch.
now.
Can you tell
We're
me?
calling the police right now.
In a statement following the announcement of the gun charges, Jackie Lacey said, quote, "My husband acted in fear for my safety after we were subjected to months of harassment that included a death threat no less than a week earlier." Jackie Lacey is the first black person and first woman to run the country's largest local prosecutor's office. She has been targeted by the Black Lives Matter movement for nearly 3 years because protesters say she has failed to hold law enforcement accountable in fatal shootings. She faces a tough re-election battle in November. Her husband's attorney, meantime, says David Lacy is disappointed he's been charged with a crime, but is confident the justice system will produce the, quote, correct result. Shannon?
Wow. I'm curious. I'm trying to remember. My producer's scrambling now to reconfirm this. Wasn't the couple in St. Louis charged with felonies? Or are those misdemeanor charges as well? I wonder if they're going to go confiscate David Lacy's gun the way they confiscated the couple's guns in St. Louis. I mean, honestly, 3 counts from the California Attorney General's office. Honest to goodness, somebody's going to have to tell me something because I don't know the answer. Gun ownership is soaring right now in America. I am very seriously considering going through the process so that I have personal protection as well. Little bit different living in Florida than in New York City. If I tried to do that in New York City, I'd wind up probably at Rikers Island. Florida, it's not only allowed, it's sort of expected. So I'm not unique. I think a lot of Americans are buying guns. A lot of people are training. A lot of people are being responsible gun owners. And if I do this, I'll do it like I did years ago when I took the course in South Carolina, and I'll do it right. If you have a weapon and somebody shows up on your porch uninvited and unannounced, like these Black Lives protesters apparently were doing with the Los Angeles District Attorney's home. They're on her porch. They're not at her office. They went to her home. We have watched buildings burn. We have watched statues destroyed. We have watched targets be burned to the ground. We have seen people assaulted. And yes, indeed, Mark and Patricia McCloskey in St. Louis were charged with felony unlawful use of a weapon. Now, I'm a little curious. They are the exact same cases. Only in the case of the black couple in Los Angeles, David Lacy is the husband of the Los Angeles District Attorney. The McCloskeys, well, they're just white folks who are attorneys. They're not district attorneys. They're, I guess, personal injury lawyers or something. Successful, beautiful home, minding their own business. Mob comes through breaking into their neighborhood. They point their guns at the crowd. They faced felony charges. David Lacy points a gun at the crowd. He faces misdemeanors. Equal justice under the law? What do you make of it? 1-800-655-MIKE. Let's tackle this for a few minutes here in the ReliefFactor.com studios and a Thursday, August the 6th edition of the Mike Gallagher Show as we welcome you in. We got a lot to do this hour. It's a busy, busy breaking news day. The president suing Nevada over mail-in voting. I've got a postal service update with an experience I had, and it's a positive one for the post office. I'm actually kind of impressed, to tell you the truth. I'll tell you a little bit about that. There's an update with my operations manager, Eric Hansen, who might be facing a coronavirus scare along with his wife and daughter. Give you an update on that. But let's just start with this story. The district attorney of LA's husband facing charges. I'm going to go back to owning a gun. What are you supposed to do if you have a weapon that you own legally and somebody shows up on your doorstep unannounced and uninvited, potentially threatening your life? Are you going to go to jail if you brandish your legal firearm? 1-800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. Join us here on the Mike Gallagher Show.